Hello Curveballs and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Lisa and I am the Curvy Cuban. I like to do primarily colorful eye looks and shopping my own stash to see what I can duplicate that's popular out there in the makeup industry that I cannot afford to buy. So if you're into shopping stashes and duping palettes, then this is probably the place for you, and you might want to consider hitting that thumbs up button and clicking subscribe. I know lately I've been doing a lot of dupe that palettes, shopping my own stash and using what I have to copy popular looks, but today's video is going to be a little different because it's my birthday, and for my birthday I got the new Nude Huda palette. However, it is not really the Huda palette, because if you look at it, it does not say Huda Beauty, it says Huda Moji or VOP. I don't know if they're trying to do a VIOJI or an MOJI because they're clearly copying Huda Beauty, but a man bought this for me with all of the best intentions to get me a very nice present. But you know, men in makeup, sometimes they should just get gift cards, but he did get this for me, and it is different than all the other dupes because when you open it up, it is a carbon copy of the actual palette. I mean, from the little flecks that are in the foiled shadows to the fonts to this little slip of paper that comes inside of it. I mean, everything about it is identical. I even looked up some good fakes online to see what they look like, and you could spot them a mile away because even the font for the shades was a lot thinner than the actual Huda palette. But in this one, the font is identical, the shade names are identical, the shade placement in the palette is identical. It's just a carbon copy. So I was really anxious to try my first copycat palette. So it's not like I'm duping that palette, I am really duping that palette. If you would like to see me play around with a copycat of the Huda new Nudes, then you just keep on watching. It's my birthday, and for my birthday I finally got the original P. Louise base. Thank you Morphe for finally carrying it, and I don't have to get it overseas, so I'm super excited to put it all over my eyelids right now. Yeah, today we're gonna do a bootleg copy of the new Nude from Huda VOG and see how it performs. I've heard from some people that you should never get those imitation palettes because you don't know what's in them and they could, you know, do some damage to your eyes. So we'll see. Of course, this didn't come from a bootleg palette market or anything. It came from online. eBay to be exact. I asked him where he got this and I was like, eBay? Who shops for makeup on eBay? Men do. Oh, I like the P. Louise base. Okay, so let's go into the first Huda VOG shade called Tease. It's this purplish shade down here. I'm gonna pick up a little bit, tap off the excess, and sketch out a shape. Okay, the pigment is not exactly what I would like it to be right off the bat. However, it doesn't mean it can't be built up. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Raw. I'm going to use the same brush and just blend that in. For the inner portion, I'm wanting to try Tickle, that light pink, and bring that towards the front of my brow bone. I wonder how these companies get away with copying literally everything from the Huda part to the names of pigments to the placement of them. Like, I know everybody's always looking for a good dupe, but at what point does it just cross the line of photocopying somebody else's work? I don't know. I'm gonna go back in with some more teas, just in the outer portion, give me a little bit more dimension. Wish I had a little bit darker of a shade to really play with in here. I'm gonna go with a very, very light shade Lace, and I'm just gonna put that all around the edges and just kind of blend that out into my brow bone. This is by far the most neutral look I've ever done. Go with a dome brush. I'm gonna go back in with a mixture of teas and raw. Get it right in the socket. Let me do something with my lid. Now I feel like I have enlarged my eyelid area to work with. Let me try in the outer corner the shade Fantasy, because it's the darkest shimmer. First I'm going to try it with a brush and see what it does. Yeah, finger. Alright, so you're going to have to build it up either way, whether it's a brush or a finger. Okay, I went over that color with this darker one, Excite. It doesn't have those flecks in it like the other one does, but I feel like Excite is performing better. So I'm going to go right onto my other side with that with my finger. The brush is not doing it for me. Front part of my lid, I'm going to use the light Charmed, and I'm just going to go right on in with my finger. I feel like this look definitely needs glitter of some sort. For my inner corner, I'm kind of going in with a little bit of Stila in the shade Grace. And I'm swooping it down like the circumference of my inner corner here to really brighten up and open up the inside of my eye. And on top of that, I'm going to try to place this shade Crave. For liner, I'm going to use my NYX Professional Makeup eyeliner. It's a white liner in Pure White. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and my lashes, and I will be back in 3, 2, and 1. All that is left is my lower lash line. I have added a little bit of black liner and smudged out underneath to give me a little bit more smokiness. I didn't like that I didn't have anything that dark in this palette. So I'm just grabbing the darkest shade Tease right underneath this wing here. Just using a little angled brush. I'm gonna switch to Love Bite. It's a little bit more pigmented. small smudger brush, and I'm going to grab some of that pink shade Spanked and blend it all out. So this is the final look. Have you ever tried a bootleg eyeshadow palette, or have you ever been to one of those mini malls that dupes all kinds of famous palettes? Let me know what you think. Here is the new nude Huda VOG, I don't know. It's funny that it has an R for a registered trademark when they're clearly copycats. Hope you like today's more specific dupe that palette, copycat that palette.
And this is when I realized that I was completely out of frame for my final outro, so let me just tell you how this palette performed. I really did have to work at it to build up the colors to make this palette perform well in the eyes. It's not like you can't create a good look with this. You absolutely can. It is not my cup of tea. It's a little bit too neutral for me. However, I did my very best to make a nice look duping this palette, and if you want to go on eBay and find a dupe for the new Nudes Huda Beauty palette, they are out there for a fraction of the price. So until next time, everybody, stay curvy, stay commanding, and I will see you in a week. Bye.